Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to manipulate some of the elements on your page here. So I'm simply going to go through the home page. Now, what I'm doing here can apply to any of your pages here. So you have your main pages here, and inside of those pages, you have these event pages that'll go up underneath them. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is going to cover anything in any page that you're on. So first thing I want to do is I always like to set my background. Now, a lot of these elements I'm not going to need, so I'm going to get rid of them because even though I like the template itself, I do need to get rid of some of these elements, like these children here. That's great. That's pretty and all, but I don't necessarily need it for what I need. And also the name of our school is not Whitfield. So you can just simply, what I did is I'm off of it now. I can just simply click on the Springfield School and I can edit here. So if I go in, sorry, Wix does have a tendency to lag on you a little bit as it's doing here. Plus, I'm on Wi-Fi; it takes up a lot. I mean, we're at HCS. I can click on the vector art here, and I can right-click, and I can choose to delete it. I can do different settings here on it. But simply here, what I would want to do is I'd want to delete it because our icon for this is a little bit is different, obviously, because we're a different school. So I'll go in and I'll find that later. I'll put in the vector art. But first thing I want to do is when I'm creating my site, I want to go and clean up the elements that I don't need. I've got a lot going on here. Very busy, can be confusing to my students. Because remember, when you're going through and doing your website design, you need to do what's best for your students. And a lot of this stuff is just going to be downright confusing to my second graders. Now, with some of your older kids, it might be a little bit better. You could probably use it. But like I said, always do what's best for your students. And my kids do not need anything that's really busy with a lot of these elements on it. I could probably leave HCES here. More than likely, I'm going to take all of this. I just double click on the box itself, right click, and I'm just going to delete it off. They don't really need it. They know they're in Mr. May's class, so I may put it here again later, but for design purposes now I'm gonna take it off. This picture, that's great, don't need it. So I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna delete it. Now what I do need is I need a good background. So you can see like everything moves on top of my background. I don't want a background that's too busy or anything else. Now you can go in and you can select your background. Now I can right click here and I can go in to change my page background. Now be careful when you do this because some of them do cost. If I want to go in and I want to select my backgrounds, I can do it here. I can also go in and I want to look at images. So what it'll do is it'll kick me into a different page like it's about to do here, and then it'll allow me to search for my images. So I'm just going to do education. And let it pull up my education images here. Now you have to be very careful when you're doing. Now this is strictly for background. Now you have images from Wix Media. You see all these are plain nothing. Now when you get down into some of them, you can see dollar signs. They're going to cost you as you start developing. I mean, you can see it starts getting real expensive. You start spending, $3 on an image. I simply selected a free one. I click on it, and it pops up right here in the back. So I have that. So that's how you change your background. I'm going to continue to go through and click on and clean some things up. Right here, I may want to put an image of myself. If you want to upload an image, you can put a picture of yourself. Welcome to Mr. May's class. You can go in and type that in here. I mean, all you have to do is click on it. And you can go in and you can change the elements on here. If you want to take this off, if you want them to register for the field trip, hey, that's great. But remember, this is strictly for you could do this for parents. More than likely, we send home paper for our kids. But that's different ways that you can manipulate things on your page. You can just go in, hey, this right here is school proposals. That's not for my kids. I'm not really going to need that. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to delete it because it doesn't pertain to them. So that's a good way to get in there and click and manipulate your page. I hope that helps. Thanks.